Okay, nice. They just want to do Jack the movie, and honestly, I get it. I mean, Incredibles 2 certainly whiffed it when they had the chance, so sure, British Jack the movie, let's see if they'll... Yeah, I can get on board. So, this was a surprise trailer to see on my YouTube recommended. This is Super Charlie, a film based in Britain about a superpowered baby, not actually produced by British filmmakers. I thought this was going to be like a run-along from the old 10 Lives film from last year, but no. Turns out this is actually a Danish film. No, it's not, it's Swedish. I meant Swedish. Swedish. That already had its theatrical release back in November locally, whereas now it's starting to reach the European market, including for us, August 15th. And while it is notably just sort of set in Britain, it certainly has an unfortunate British trait, which is, to be honest, I think this movie is just a little bit ugly. Oh, God, every time these things jump scare me when I start. Ooh, it's a little... All I know about this movie so far, off the cuff, is that it's British. It's also ugly. Like, the baby, maybe he doesn't look too bad when I pause, but I don't know, he just really looks like he's made out of flesh, you know, more than a usual 3D cartoon. Ugh. It's the British way. My baby pictures had a clamp over my face, but that's another traumatic story. Something about the fleshiness or the way light bounces off of the main baby Charlie just adds a gross tone to it, but I don't at all think it really takes away from the movie by any means. Now, that being said, surprisingly enough, against all sorts of other superhero movies and storylines we've seen, I actually think this one looks relatively quite original. I don't quite know why when I'm looking at the trailer looping on IMDb, I now have a trailer for something about the Nazis. I don't know how that happened, but okay. But yes, it seems to be that this movie is kind of a combination of taking Jack from The Incredibles and actually turning that itself into a full theatrical release, as well as taking a little bit of influence from The Boss Baby, in the sense that the baby can do things, as well as an actual sidekick storyline, with it not just being about the new super baby Charlie, but also in the original brother, Willie, being around, and obviously having a little bit of an identity crisis.
You don't have to live in his shadow, you can have superpowers as well.
Okay, nice, and they're gonna actually lean into... It's Boss Baby meets Jack, is what it is. But actually leaning into the being in the shadow of another super, like, I don't think we've seen that much in movies. There's never really been the sidekick storyline from what I can remember off the top of my head, other than in, like, TV shows. So yeah, show me something slightly more, please. I could get behind... There's something running under the hood here. As a simple formula for the metaphors of a new family member in your life and trying to balance that relationship, I'm just kind of surprised this kind of thing hasn't been done before. The synopsis we have, as short as it may be, goes as follows. Willie's dream of fighting crime with his cop dad is shattered when his baby brother Charlie arrives. Besides stealing all the attention, Charlie turns out to have actual superpowers. It's short, it's sweet, it's simple, and like all the good original movies, it's based as an adaptation of some books. Now this has its own sort of history attached to it. Again, that Nazi trailer showed up. What is it with IMDb? Why is the last sentence being recommended straight after Super Charlie? I don't think IMDb knows the kind of vibe I'm going for. It's because it's Swedish and it's talking about Swedish silence during the rise of the Nazis? Wow, okay. I just wanted to talk about a superpowered baby. Big fan of Jack and all that. Okay.
You're a superhero, Charlie.
What's a superhero?
Oh wow, he can speak already? I thought he was just born. Okay. It is literally Jack. He can do all of it. I'm honestly surprised. I was gonna say I'm surprised it's not been done before. Clearly it has in The Incredibles. I'm surprised it's not had its own dedicated movie yet. I guess it's kind of because Jack did already do it in 3D. You don't want to rip off Pixar. But it's been 21 years, so I guess now you can. He's even got a little bit of the Jack hair. He just also has some more here. But I can get on board with it. It's fine. It's a simple premise. Let's see where it goes. But yes, the author behind Super Charlie the books is actually Swedish bestseller Camilla Läckberg, who in her own right is essentially a celebrity in Sweden as well. Described as the queen of crime, writing several books, and even being on the Swedish version of Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, I can't get over the art style looking weirdly fleshy and gross, but otherwise it seems alright. It's not seeming to do anything crazy, like it's not like laser eyes that would be like visually more interesting with like lighting sources. It's just I guess he's got ice powers. I don't know. I don't think this is very visually pleasing so far. And otherwise, the superhero powers seem standard. It's just funny that it's a baby doing it. I'm not getting much of the magic oomph, but maybe that can be put down to the entire superhero genre being a little bit okay. But for what it is, yeah, it seems fine. At least there's some British road signage going on. And thank you for making it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you haven't already if you're interested in more animated movie trailers. We cover as many as we can. We're covering as many as we can. We're covering as many as we can. Now let's get back to the second half of Super Charlie.
Who am I in all of this?
Yeah, okay, no, I feel like this trailer's giving us a lot of content for the 1 minute that it is, but yeah, nice. That's good. That's somehow, after all of this superhero territory, we've not done this plotline before. We've done extracts of the baby that has powers, but then sort of floundered it. And then the sidekick storyline, regularly common, I think, in TV shows, but not in the main cinematic experience. Combine the two together and add a gross, fleshy British aesthetic and you're set. Either way, an incredibly talented and popular person, and these books are even based off of their own real family. As the story goes, when they were pregnant with their real-life son, Charlie, they were going to be born into the family with already 4 half-siblings, all below the age of 7. So Camilla would go on to create stories about a super Charlie who would go out flying and doing superhero stuff, that they loved so much it ended up becoming an 11-book series. And by now, Charlie is already 15 years old in real life.
Okay.
I hope we don't get too much of that though in the movie. Like obviously, baby is gonna cry, but you also have like, you can always easily get the sort of all connections, like a Yoshi's Island problem, whereby if you have so much of the runtime dedicated to Super Charlie crying, it's gonna weigh on you a bit, you know? It's hard to play around with, oh, baby cries when thing happens, because if it happens too much, it's legitimately unenjoyable. And though I think you can definitely read a lot of different movie influences coming in, especially with the character designs of this 3D animated movie adaptation, I think it kind of gets a little bit of a pass with it just being sort of influenced by different elements and creating its own original yet relatively simple standard story. Now this is being handled under a company called Trust Nordisk, who have been handling all sorts of deals to get Super Charlie properly distributed across the globe. Most of the articles I can even find on this movie are talking about said deals with all sorts of individual countries, with each country getting their own dedicated distribution team, but essentially all you need to know is it's finally coming to us here. And what's nice as well is that Camilla Lackberg is also involved with the production team and into the whole process as a whole, which means an adaptation is probably more likely to go in a good direction. Specifically saying that they met the director, who also wrote the script, having all sorts of meetings and discussing ideas, as well as giving notes on different script versions. So it's very much not a one-to-one version of their story, but they can help influence it into the right direction.
I've been waiting.
Isn't that just Vector from Despicable Me 1? Are we really running out of 3D character designs at this point? Like, it's the same, it's an orange, oh, I guess, was that no, that was like a jumpsuit. This is a turtleneck, totally different, with an evil golden booster seat. Okay. This is really giving me like weird off-brand Incredibles vibes. Like the style of that villain feels like he's coming out of the 1960s, even though he's just in all black. But then even more so than that, I'm finding all the more details of how the creator was involved, as alongside hearing little side info like they have a history of being the product manager for Telia and Fortum, there's also a whole other reveal that apparently they also made 2 pop songs that they've intermixed into the universe of Super Charlie, one called Fly With Me and another called Super Charlie, written by her and properly produced. And apparently she says, I'm doing the midwife who delivers Charlie in the movie, which is a nice classical way of chucking in a cameo appearance. Overall, this just looks to be like a nice passion project turned into an adaptation, done on the international stage, and now getting out to all the rest of us here. I think visually, it still looks a little bit but plot-wise, I think it's absolutely fine. Hopefully the best bit of the Jack scenes, a good spin on the boss baby premise. And hey, I guess Vector is Despicable Me's most favorite villain, so I guess he can be in there too. Beyond that though, I guess it's nice to see some British representation on the screen, even if it is mostly just the architecture. It was certainly a surprise to see on my YouTube recommendeds, but I guess I'll go see it on the 15th of August, and I'll let you know what I think. For now, my name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell me your thoughts on Super Charlie. Did you see this trailer before this point? Am I the only one that thinks it looks a little bit too fleshy? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and more, and I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio.
My brother has superpowers.
Oh, well, I knew that already. We're a minute and 13 seconds into the trailer, my guy. But yes, he has superpowers. What happened there? Some funky visual effects. The villain made like a bubble? Interesting. That's definitely a spoiler though, but sure. All right, we'll take it. You know what? Yeah. Weird when I saw the thumbnail for this thing. It is a palate cleanser for the eyes. But I don't think there's anything too bad in it. There'll be fart jokes. It's a baby movie. That's fine.